this major large ranking. Just want to say that um, updates have been weird and uploads have been weird due to some complications, kind of a messed up schedule, along with some just I don't want to say health issues, but some weird stuff going on with my health. That being said, um, I don't think it's gonna be a long term thing. Should be done before next week, hopefully. But yeah, we'll go from there. That being said, we are ranking over 500 animated cartoons, whatever you want to call it. There's lots. There's very different. There's a. I don't understand what this is for. Well, actually, no. I guess I do. But in terms of ranking, this is going to be a very interesting thing because I do have some knowledge over certain cartoons that I've not watched. I have, like, we're even talking about some, like, there's a lot of, like, underrated, overrated, as well as just straight up, like, maybe even pilot episodes of things that didn't get, like, a full season. Um, I looked through some of these and I do recognize a lot of them, but there's no way in hell that I've watched every single one of these cartoons. Now I might have some weird like rankings for certain things, even despite not seeing them, just for some ideas alone. But that being said, like this is just gonna be like one of the strangest rankings that I've probably done. I'm I do have a very good memory of the cartoons that I've watched as a kid, and I still have appreciation for some of those cartoons even now. So that being said, let's get into the ranking. Uh, this just I'm just gonna put this here. Uh, is this? I don't know how many Spider-Mans there are, but I know that I've watched the original cartoon. I don't know if this is the original cartoon. If that's that being said, I'm gonna probably put it in. Jeez, yeah, these rankings are not. I don't really like some of these like goat underrated, flawed. Like this is done by a pretentious person. So if I put something in, sadly went downhill or flawed. I mean, I guess flawed's going to be great, or no, flawed's going to be good. Underrated is going to be great, despite the titles. That's what we're doing here. Can I change the titles? Yes, I can. Good. This might still be just okay. I mean, dull couldn't get into. Again, very. Let's try this now. Now that we have a better. Now that we change one of the things. Um, Two stupid dogs. I guess just no idea. DuckTales. I mean, I played the game, but I've not watched the cartoon. I don't think. So I'm just gonna put it there. Peppa Pig. I don't think I've ever watched Peppa Pig. So here. 16. Now we're talking. Okay, 16 is very. I'd just classify this as underrated. I mean, it's still kind of underrated compared to Total Drama, but I'm pretty sure that it has its cult following now. I don't know what this is. Another DuckTales? Yeah, well, just gonna put it in there again. Um, I did watch probably almost all of the Scooby Doo's. If this is the original, I'm gonna probably just put in good. Real Monsters. This never interested me. But that being said, there is... Yeah, let's just put it there. Ace Ventura the cartoon. Yeah, no idea. Adventure Beast? No idea. Adventure Time? I really wasn't into Adventure Time compared to everybody else at the time. So I'm just going to put in just okay. I know there was a I vaguely remember a Sonic cartoon. Just going to put in no idea. I don't know what this is. I've not watched this yet, so just, I guess, heard about it. Aladdin. Because we're not counting movies here. They're all just strictly cartoons. So I don't even remember an Aladdin cartoon. All Grown Up is something I've heard about. I think it's a spin-off of Rugrats. And I know a lot of people like it. So I guess I'll just put heard about it. Super Friends. Never watched. Actually, yeah, I have heard about it though. Okay, now we're getting into Almost Naked Animals. As a kid, I didn't mind this show. I understand why people don't. I mean, even like your typical cartoon community doesn't like it, and I know that some odd people like it, but the show was definitely. I don't think it was Nickelodeon. Was it considered Nickelodeon? It definitely had a lot of '90s edge to it. And Duck is still one of my favorite cartoon characters, just out of any cartoon. So, I mean, I'm gonna put it above Adventure Time because I did enjoy it more than Adventure Time, let's be honest. Uh, yeah. I hate Alvin and the Chipmunks. Gumball. This is a goat. This is just straight up a goat show. I didn't watch a lot of episodes, but I enjoyed every episode that I watched from it. American Dad. I mean, it's I guess good. I do I do like it more than Family Guy, but I don't like the whole show altogether. No, come on. Uh, my favorite episode. I don't even. It's been a while since I've watched it, so like I don't even. The episode I did like that. One of my favorite scenes is when Roger calls Steve asking him to join his gym. That was funny. Um, is this supposed to be codename Kids Next Door? Or it's something else. I know I've seen it before. Oh, this. Yeah. I'm just gonna put in heard about it. Um, heard about it. Okay, so when I was talking about the weird ranking, that's kind of why I want to talk about the show. So this show specifically is obviously bad. By objectively, it's just terrible to look at. The theme song's annoying. The characters are annoying. But just the way that this actually existed, I think, deserves somewhat of to be commemorated. Just the fact that this managed to air and actually was put into existence. I'm going to put it in this. Angry Beavers sounds like a show that I would really enjoy, but I don't know when I'm gonna be able to watch it. So I'm just gonna put it in probably the highest heard about it. Animaniacs. Is there like a? I mean, I'm gonna put in just okay, just from what I watched. Oh, there, and of course there's multiple. I don't know which one is which. I don't know what this is. Okay, probably if I don't know if when I think of my favorite cartoons, I don't know what else can come close to this, but this is a goat show, like just straight up. This is one of my favorite. It's just my favorite show in general. It's so funny. It's so quotable. It's so memorable. Shake is such a great character, and it's so stupid, but I just love it so much. Uh, I've heard of this. I mean, I've heard about it. I do want to watch it at some point. Archer is a weird one for me because I wouldn't consider it good, and if I'm gonna count, sadly went downhill as like middle ground, but not mid in general, just middle ground. Because it's not good, it's not great. Well, no, sorry, I mean, it's. I don't. It's a show that's like. It's kind of like background noise. Like, it can sometimes be funny, but it's not like. And I guess it's very quotable, but like. And I don't want to consider it to be okay because it's better than okay. So, like. Between okay and good, that's where Archer's going. Arthur. Um, probably my gonna be my highest ranked kids show on here. Like actual kids show, like not talking about SpongeBob, I'm talking about like PBS kids show. I don't really have anything negative to say about it, and I'm glad that like we can come up with memes like, "Why don't you go home and stop bothering us?" And a lonely child is what you're gonna be when I disown you or something stupid like that. Great quotes. This never interests me. Never heard of it. I know what this is. I vaguely remember seeing it, but I can't tell you a thing about it. Um, I mean, I guess this is just fine. Didn't really have anything negative to say about it. Now, if G.I. Joe, I always forget the damn name, is a retaliation, like the more mature GI Joe cartoon, if that's on here, that's going to be ranked high. But action cartoons not really my thing. Tiny Toons, I believe that's what this is. I don't think it's normal Looney Tunes. It looks like Tiny Toons, but I'm not too sure. It looks like Tiny Toons. Just but it also looks like it says Looney Tunes. Oh, baby Looney Tunes. Anything with baby is just not good. But since I haven't watched it, I'm just gonna put it in. Couldn't get into. Back to the Barnyard. As much as I want to say it's goaded, I didn't watch a lot of the episode, or I haven't watched like every episode. I watched a few, and definitely what a lot. I can understand why people say it's better than the movie. A lot of people consider it to be underrated. I mean, I'm just gonna put in good, and we're gonna put it there. I didn't even know Back to the Future had a cartoon. Don't know what this is. This is just dumb. I do remember watching it as a kid, but I couldn't for the life of me tell you what anything about it. So let's just put it there. I don't know what that is. Shoot. Okay, all of these, I don't think I can. I don't really know anything about. I always wanted to watch this one though. There's a half of these I didn't even know about. This one I might have watched. I guess just couldn't get into. I know that's not the one with the Simple Plan intro. What is this? A show that I'll always remember watching on YTV. There's a show called, I think it's called BattleBots. Or not BattleBots. It's something, Rollbots. And every time I bring that up with people, like, no one knows what I'm talking about. Oh, this is just, Beast Wars, yeah. No idea. Beavis and Butthead. I've never watched Beavis and Butthead, and I don't even think I would be able to get into it. It doesn't seem like something I'd be into. Um, Never heard of that. I think if there's only one Beetlejuice cartoon, I mean, I guess it was okay because I did watch some episodes. Couldn't tell you anything about it though. Okay, with so many Ben 10s, I don't know what is the original. I'm guessing this is the original. So this will go in GOAT, and everything else will go in no idea because that's just how it goes. This is why having too many spin-offs is a bad idea. Is this another Ben 10? Yeah, it's another Ben 10. I don't know. Berenstein Bears was okay. Didn't really have anything that I liked about it. And outside of the whole Mandela effect thing, no real reason to dive into it. Okay, now this is a Batman that I only know about because of a coloring book or a sticker book. And that's the only reason why I know about this Batman. But so I guess heard about it. Um this isn't the one with Weird Al as the main character. I don't think that was not a good scan. But it still worked. Big City, yeah, no, never heard of it. I've heard of this, never watched it. Um, okay, so the various Blues Clues. My memory is just so shot with these shows, and I do remember the original, but I and I do vaguely remember, like, I remember seeing the other guy. I just don't remember anything to do with either show, really. Um, Bluey, not watched. Not probably never gonna watch it, to be honest. Um, just gonna put in heard about it. Bob the Builder. I mean, I was really obsessed with it as a kid. Um, I guess just good. Okay, I remember seeing this. Don't know though. Bob's Burgers is a good show. I mean, it's a great show, really. Don't really have anything negative to say about it. Um, so underrated is just great. Now, between the two, I don't know which one I'd rather watch. BoJack. It's no surprise that this is gonna be a goat. It's just, it's amazing show altogether. It's not, it expands the world. It goes beyond just a great adult cartoon. It is just an amazing show from start to finish. Uh, no idea what this is. I don't no idea what that is. I should know what that is, but I don't. I remember seeing this person, but don't know. Breadwinners is garbage. Now talk. Now this, yeah. These two teamed up. I wouldn't want to live anymore. Um. Okay, this is just not a good show from what I've heard. Never watched it. This also wasn't really a great show that I've heard. Captain Planet. I mean, I heard about it. Do like the animation. Outside of that, though, not really. Captain Caveman. And another thing I've heard about Care Bears. I remember watching probably like one episode of one of the things, but genuinely couldn't tell you. Uh, this is new, so no idea. Didn't even know that existed. I do remember this. I do remember Casper Scare School, and it was not something I could get into. That's for sure. Uh, Castlevania. Also, never. I do want to watch it at some point. At whenever. Cat Dog. I heard about it. Um, this one I've also heard about it. This might be included in Lost Media. That's the only reason why I heard about it. I don't think I've heard about that. Like, I know what a GoBot is, but Chippendale. Oh yeah, heard about it. Yeah, I don't, I don't know. Oh, Chowder. This is kind of like the good version of the same reason like why I would rank um Anna the Anaconda or whatever her name is. Definitely, I guess underrated. I mean, not really though. Like just great. It's a great show for the visual effects alone. Clarence. I remember when it came out, but it never interested me. I know why. I understand that it's like an important show now, I guess, for some reason, but never interest me. All right, now we're getting into the now like if there's anything that would be top 3 for me, it's Clone High. So Clone High is definitely going there. Okay, I did watch Clone Wars, and it was great. All right. Oh, close enough. Man, I'm still disappointed that this show got canceled. Definitely, it's underrated by a large margin, and it was a great show. Um, yeah. Well, actually, let's no. Um, there. Okay, this was not a good show. This was just straight up trash. If they'd used the animations, if they used 3D animation, it could have been good. But no, Flash cartoon, no. The Clue Club. Oh, is Monster Busters Club on here? That would be sick. Cause that's another show that I talk about that no one knows about. Um, Great animation. It was a great show. Oh, Courage. I never watched Courage, so it's gonna go unheard about. But I've heard great. Obviously, I've heard great things about it. That's not Courage. Courage is here, and then this is going back down here. Um, Again, like heard about it. I have no idea what this is. Curious George will go in. I mean, as a cartoon, it's so simple yet so effective. But I mean, I guess good, and that's a good spot for it. Um, Rocco's Modern Life, same thing. Heard about it. All right, obviously know about it, and I know good things about it, but I actually do want to watch it. Same thing for Dan versus Danny Phantom. Yeah, same thing. Daria goaded, like just easily goaded. Um, this is a tough one though. So like, I mean, it's more. I can watch it more times than BoJack. So, because BoJack is long, it's a very specific mood. Daria is more like a rainy day cartoon, but it's also enjoyable enough that you can watch it whenever. Oh yeah, Duck, whatever this one is, I've heard about it. Is this Tailspin? Because that's another one that I was expecting to be on here. Tailspin's good. Hanna Barbera. No, Dastardly. No, not Tailspin. Then I mean I've heard about it. Um, oh, I wonder if Drawn Together is on here. It has to be. Drawn Together has to be on here. Doug. Is this Doug? No, this is something the Barbarian. I think no idea. Um, Oh, is this that? Yeah, this is this trash show. No idea. Death Battle. Oh wait, that's not. No, that's not trash. This is trash. Death Battle. Uh, is this considered a real show? I don't know then. I thought like I know the Screw Attack, but hmm. Dexter's Lab. Honestly, it was a show that never interested me. Uh, oh, yeah, this show. Um, I heard about it. Don't know if I'm like obviously know what it is, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it. Okay, so Dora, is this the original? I don't know if there's like a remake or anything. This is the original Dora. I think, along with good is fine. Yeah, along with good is fine. Um, yeah. Doug. Seem I mean, it seemed boring, but there's still something about it that kind of entices me to watch it. Now I don't know which Doug though. That's the problem there. Big Mouth. I mean, it's not trash. It's definitely not as good as Archer, but I would put it in the same category as Archer because it's background noise and sometimes it's funny. Dragon Prince. Don't think I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't think I've heard about it. Uh, I vaguely know that. Um, no idea. Heard about it. Uh, yeah. Droids. I actually had a DVD copy of this, but never interests me. Duck Dodgers. Obviously heard about Duck Dodgers. Duckman is still a show that I want to watch. I do know a lot about it, and should I rank based on that? No, I'm just gonna keep it heard about it. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Captain Jim. Again, heard about it. Ed, and Eddie. I do love that there's some funny memes, especially when Ed eats the couch. Always funny about that, but I don't think it's a show that I would want to watch. It's more interesting. I mean, shows that are more interesting out of context, hold uh, their own fundamental part to them. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, yeah, if they made one about the droids, it makes sense. They make one about the Ewoks. F is for Family is a show that I understand why certain people don't like or they really enjoy it. It's a for me, I really loved it outside of its comedic factor, which is kind of like so like as much as BoJack, started off as comedy and then got into a drama. Kind of the same thing with this show, but this show still kind of was trying to still force certain comedic aspects. Yes, there are some things that I do find funny about it, but it is definitely, it's up there with like Daria and even Clone High for me. Still an amazing show. Out if you, I would recommend that show probably over 100% over Big Mouth. And if you're like not sure about BoJack, maybe check out that show before BoJack. Very Odd Parents. It's goated. I mean, I did watch a lot of the seasons. Uh, favorite, but obviously Channel Chasers is amazing, but I do really like um the Wishology thing. That's what really kept me enjoying the show more for a longer period of time. Family Guy, it's Family Guy is kind of like Ed and Eddie for me. It's funny out of context, and like if I had to think of a favorite scene of mine, it's from a bad episode of Family Guy, and you can't find a YouTube clip of it anywhere. Which is when it's the episode where Peter basically ignores his kids and starts, I think, like doing like or playing golf, and somehow like Cleveland Junior is involved with that. It's an older episode, but my favorite part of that episode is when he's trying to is just like when he has a list of things to do and he tries to get them all done at one thing by I forget what he was supposed to do. Is like cleaning. I think it was like cleaning the gutters and something else, and then he just used the hose and he sprayed like through the window, wetting Lois, and then Lois was just like, "Peter, I'm all wet," and then he's like, "Well, or no, Peter, the house is such a mess," and then he's like, "Well, why don't you go down? Why don't you go down there and clean it up or something like that?" It's so stupid, and it's a bad episode, but it was just I always think about that when I think of Family Guy. Now, speaking of Family Guy, where did I put Family Guy? There it is. I'm gonna try to find the clip and I'll upload it on my channel because it is a funny clip. Okay, so I put Ed and Eddie. Oh yeah, no, I didn't even. I put them in heard about. Okay, definitely more enjoyable than Big Mouth. Fantastic Four. I mean, heard about. Never really, never interests me. Out of all the Marvels, just never really interest me. Wasn't a fan of Fantastic Four. Fanboy and Chum Chum didn't really like this show. I mean, for some reason I think there might be a cult following for it now, but it's not a good show. I don't know what is this. Oh, another Fantastic Four. Fat Albert. Heard about. I don't know why I'd want to watch it nowadays. Um, Five was. Oh, they made a show of that. Never heard of it. I do like Five Goes West. Final Space. I know of it, and I've heard, and it has its following, but never interests me. Well, no, I'm just gonna. It's not that it didn't interest me. It's that it never really just. It kind of just died out, and I just didn't think about it. Oh, Fired on Mars. I think this is considered a good show, and I don't know if I want to watch it. Fish hooks. I kind of enjoyed fish hooks. I don't really understand the whole all the hate towards it. Um, I mean, it didn't do anything different, but I would definitely consider it to be like comparing these two. Like, would I enjoy it as much as like Scooby Doo? I think so. Um, oh yeah, this one. This is another show that I'd probably watch. Okay, Futurama, you know, it's just goaded. Grew up with it. Um, I do. I love it on the same level as I love Inside Job, which will, when we get there, we get there. Definitely, it's a very specific aesthetic show, so there's fine for me. Um, okay, Garfield and Friends is another goated show. Honest, I don't have any issues with it. I love the animation to this day still. Um, Garfield is there. It can be funny at times, which is great. Um, Gargoyles. I was outside of the band episode. I don't think I'm really interested in the show. But I do really like the animation, so I'm not sure about my final thoughts on Gargoyles. Um, Now, I think I watched this show, and this show was pretty great. I hope Reboot is on here. George of the Jungle, hated this show. I understand, like, a lot of people liked it at the time. I really couldn't get into it, though. Uh, okay. As I'm recording, my schedule changed. And I. How long are we into this so far? Only 43 minutes. Okay. Whenever it's one, I will have to take the phone call. Okay, back to where we were. Oh yeah, George of the Jungle. I didn't like it. I knew a lot of people at the time in my grade liked it, but I just I wouldn't call it trash, but I really couldn't get into it. I've heard of this show. Don't know anything about it though. Never heard of this. Okay, so this is the original. I really do hope that the other one is on here. This show is, I mean, I really just find G.I. Joe to be goaded in general, but I really, really, really loved the other one. Um, so genuinely speaking, just for like action alone, there. Okay. I'm. If there's a chance it could be on here, there's a chance it might not. What is this? I don't know what that is. I don't recognize it. Glitch. No idea. No idea about this. No idea about this. Gravity Falls is obviously goated. Green Eggs and Ham, no idea. Green Lantern, no idea. Gremlins, no idea. Um, this is a show that I think I could probably get into. I have seen episodes, I just don't really remember it a lot. Mm, uh, okay, I my dad owns a physical copy of that. Never watched it though. Definitely interested though. Um, yeah, and still no. Happy Tree Friends was never something that interested me. But definitely more. I could probably get into it more than anything else. Actually, yeah, anything else here I could get into. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. Harvey Beaks. Heard of it. Never watched it. He-Man. Uh, I. I mean, I guess heard of it. I think I've watched some episodes from it. This looks bad. um, yeah. Hell of a Boss. I've heard great things about it. Am I gonna watch it? Probably not. Hey Arnold. Heard of it. Don't think I'm ever gonna watch it. For I recognize this, but I don't know. Helda. I'm curious about Helda. I hope Infinity Train's on here. Um, no idea. This looks ugly as hell. No idea. Um, Housebroken? Don't know. Incredible Hulk. I guess heard about. This one, don't know. This, I mean, I guess I'll just put this in the same category as Big Mouth. I guess if you're done Big Mouth, you could start watching this, but I don't think it has any redeeming qualities outside of maybe the celebrity guest stars. Hope Pinky and the Brain's on here. Diego was the opposite of Dora. So, like, a step down, if not 2 steps down. Um, no. Yeah, definitely probably more enjoyable than these. Another, okay. Um, I think this is it. I think this is Infinity Train. Infinity Train's goated for so many reasons, and the fact that you can't watch it legit anymore is a shame because this is one of the best cartoons ever that I've watched. My mom likes it. I could probably get anybody into it, really. I'm pretty certain this is Infinity Train, so that being said, it's for a kid's show, kind of going. It's kind of like. I would definitely put it above Gravity Falls, just for atmosphere alone. Um, but it's an amazing show. Just look up, watch it online. You have to pirate it. Even the creator of the show said like the only way to watch this show now is if you pirate it. I would put it. Yeah, there. Okay, Inside Job is because it ended so short and abrupt. I think it stands the test of time more than Futurama. Now comparing these two, on the other hand, yeah, it's gonna stay there for me. Inspector Gadget. Okay, this is the original, goated, amazing show. Definitely enjoyed it on the same level as like GI Joe. Um, Now we got to consider factors here. Would I put it above Fairy Odd Parents is the question. Okay, because my memory's kind of fading, I'm gonna put it here. And this can just go here. Invader Zim, still a show that I want to watch. Oh, yeah, I didn't need to move it up that much. I don't know anything about the Iron Mans. Jackie Chan had a cartoon. Gem and the Holograms, I've heard of it. I don't know if I'd want to watch it. Jimmy Neutron was not a show I was really into, but it's kind of when you consider the memes and all that. Um, I mean, I'm just gonna put it in couldn't get into and heist. All right, it's one now. So, the next ranking would be okay. Once we get, I'll rank Johnny Test, and then that's when I'll call. Heard of Johnny Quest? Not interested. Johnny Bravo? Not interested. Johnny Test for me was a show that I really didn't mind. I had no issue with it whatsoever, and I really didn't understand like the hate towards it. And even like the people in my grade at the time that were also really loved the show a lot. I think that I think it does deserve to go here, but if I'm being honest, I would probably put it above Big Mouth. Okay, that being said, next stuff, Josie and the Pussycats, Justice League. Okay, how many do we have to go? Yeah, we still have a lot to go. All right, I'll put this off and I'll call. Heard of? I don't know anything about. Okay, for the Justice Leagues, I genuinely don't know which is which. So let's just put them all in here. I know I watched one of them. I don't know which one. Plow, I only know because of or yeah, I only know because of Lost Media. Camp Coral doesn't interest me whatsoever. To call it trash, I don't think I'd call it trash, but I'd definitely consider it something I wouldn't be into. Kappa Mikey, I only watched one episode of Kappa Mikey, and now considering the fact that people, recognize that yeah, it's pretty racist. I just not gonna vote. I'm not gonna rank it, but I do think that it was pushing a lot of boundaries that other cartoons didn't do. So it does deserve a little bit of praise for that. And I will give it a higher ranking than definitely the best out of the bunch. Another show that I really just couldn't get into, and I know a lot of other people like the show, but yeah, don't really understand the appeal. Okay, I don't know what that is. Kid vs. Cat was a show that I really enjoy, and I don't know why. I don't know why people hated it so much. It was a very simple show that I guess the action was cool, and even for the dull animation, it was just fun. But Millie was a very dumb character, and that was the main drawback. Kim Possible, never watched. Had friends that did watch it. They really enjoyed it. That's not what I want. King of the Hill is a show that I'm definitely gonna watch. Go a little more in depth at some point. Don't know when. I definitely watched a lot of episodes, and I would consider it to be great. I don't know what that is. Okay, Kids Next Door. That I, it's again, it's someone that it's a show that I know a lot about, but probably never gonna watch it. Kung Fu Panda. I actually did watch this show. It was fine. Definitely nothing to write home about. Um, Zelda had a show. Never heard of it. Ninjago, I did watch a bit, if not maybe one episode. Um, and it was fine. Probably the most interesting show out of the bunch, and just okay. Um, Lilo and Stitch again. Didn't know that there was a. I actually do remember this being a show. Obviously, I'm not going to be interested in it. There's wait, there's a spinoff. Little Bear, goaded, primarily just for the animation alone, or not animation. You know the well, yeah, I guess the animation. Um, where did I put it? Oh, I have no idea what this is. Legend of Korra. I really like Legend of Korra. Um, I didn't watch the whole show, but I liked everything I saw from it. Definitely gonna put it in, like great, which would be here. Okay. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot that this show existed. I think I watched this, and I would consider it to be above decent. I've heard of this. I don't know why, where. I don't know what it's about, but I've definitely heard of it. Um. Okay, this I actually did watch. I couldn't get into it. It was fine. Yeah, then we're talking. No, that's just French. Mad. Um. Hmm. I never found it funny, but it was definitely um boundary pushing, which I will give it credit for. I would put it in probably. Uh, yeah, let's put it here, and I'll put it definitely above here. Okay, this will go in heard about, because I don't know anything about it. And this one, I mean, I didn't mind the show. Once something becomes educational, though, it's kind of just hard to detach it from just the educational aspects of it. Animation's still pretty good, though. I'm gonna put it in Sadly Went Downhill, and probably put it at there. Uh, there. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I mean, you gotta give them credit for the animation as a whole. The animation is very good. I'll put for the animation alone. Sadly Went Downhill. Oh, Mad just I think I know what this is. Or I might be thinking. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different thing. I don't think I ever watched this. I'm thinking of something Hawks. That's the show that I'm thinking of. That's probably gonna be on here. It was a Disney XD show. I also hope Motor City's on here. This was a weird show, and I'm just gonna put not couldn't get into. Okay, this is the one with Weird Al as the main character. I still kind of want to watch this show, to be fair. I don't know where you can watch it nowadays, but yeah. Miraculous Ladybug. My sister went through a phase liking this show, and it's not that bad of a show. I mean, every episode is kind of the same, and it's really just it's a very straightforward cartoon, like most cartoons. Animation in general, it's kind of like there with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, if not better. I don't think I'm not ready to call it good, but I'll put it at highest, and sadly went downhill. Um, oh, My Life as a Teenage Robot. Was never really interested in it. But I understand that a lot of people like it. I can't distinguish which My Little Pony's which. Let's just put them all in here. Monster High. Um, Despite my sister being obsessed with the doll, she never watched the show. So I'm just gonna put it as like, I heard about the show, but I have no idea anything about the show. Um, I don't know what that is. I didn't know they made a show of that. This show was. I understand why a lot of people didn't like this show. I would It was kind of almost like watching paint dry, if I'm being honest. Except in a PlayStation 2 game, and I would say that like if I like when I look at the list, I would probably watch this over Berenstain Bears. So it's going there. No idea. Mr. Magoo, heard of it. I've heard of this. I don't think it was any good though. Murder Drone sounds cool, but I don't know. Uh, Again, I I wanted to see the Tintin movie and then play the game based on the movie. Never did either of those though. Ren and Stimpy is not something that really interests me. Okay, this was kind of like a step in the right direction above Monsters Inc. or Monsters vs. Aliens, but not by much. I do like the movie that with the zombies though. That wasn't bad. Caillou is trash. Um, yeah, I don't think I know what that is. Don't think I know what that is either. I don't know. Lassie. Didn't even know there was a cartoon. I don't know which one this is. Freakazoid. Heard of it? Don't know anything about it. Heard this wasn't good. Okay, KO sound like a great idea on paper. I don't know if, I mean, in execution though, it had mixed thoughts. I don't know if that's still changed. I did watch the pilot, and the pilot was good. But after that, it was weird. Uh, oh my god, this show, I hated this show. This was more boring than the Sonic show. Sonic show actually had depth to it. This show did not. Paw Patrol. I, I don't know anything about Paw Patrol. Oh, Pickle and Peanut. Um, this show was for some reason enjoyable, and I didn't want to enjoy it. Or it was a weird show. I uh, I don't know why I liked it so much. Didn't really do anything different compared to like other shows. It was kind of like a better Sanjay and Craig. That's how I classify it as. Definitely sadly went downhill, and I probably had more enjoyment from this than Mad. Okay, don't know. Pinky and the Brain, goaded. Great show, great animation, memorable as all hell. This one, not at all. um, I think I know what this is, but I don't know. I never watched this show, but it was bad, from what I hear. It's bad enough I couldn't get into Jimmy Neutron. You think I'd be able to get into that? Clifford. Clifford's mid. Never really enjoyed it. Popeye, I don't know anything. Oh, Pound Puppies. Jeez, that's a name I have not heard in forever. Uh, I do know of it. Never watched it. Never was interested in it. Holy man, that name really just took me back. Okay, so Powerpuffs. I was never interested in Powerpuffs, and the remake is garbage. So Primal is something that I might watch at some point. It does seem pretty interesting. I don't know what that is. Problem solvers. I mean, it's like it's as wacky as like 100 gex. But would I enjoy it? Nah, I don't know. It's like cartoon form of 100 gex. Um, no idea. No idea. There we go. There's Reboot. Reboot's goaded. It's probably easily one of my favorite 90s cartoons ever. It's just such a memorable show, and it's so great. Definitely one of the best kid shows probably ever made, I would say. Highly, I mean, I kind of just want to put it in underrated, but at the same time, it's goated. So it's really just for me. I would put it here. Recess. Don't know anything about. Regular show. Honestly, I was thinking about putting it in goated, but it has been a while, and I don't know if I would still appreciate it on the same level as I did back then. So I think it rightfully belongs next to its adult counterpart. Okay, the big one, Rick and Morty. So for Rick and Morty, unlike other fans and other people that enjoyed the first two seasons, I did not mind season 4, 5, 6, 7. Thinks yeah, I think it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Um, there are some bad episodes, but I don't think all of them are bad, and I don't think the writing is bad, and I don't think the new voice acting is bad by any means. I genuinely like the show. Now that being said, with some of the, I don't think that season 1 and 2 are perfect. I do think that there's masterpiece episodes from those seasons, but there is a really good episode in season 3 as well. I don't like season 3 as a whole, but considered to be, I think, the best episode from that season. I don't know what it's called. Has to do with Evil Morty. I with my buy. So as much as I do love the show, there isn't. There is a it's a hit or miss. You know, it's not gonna be great every time. And I do think that I'm leaning towards here, to be fair. And I think it's gonna stay there. All right. Is this the Nickelodeon animation one? Because if so, that was it good or was it great? Uh, that was good. That was a good show. Um, okay, I think it is. Yeah, that was a good show. Didn't really have any issues with it. I thought the animation is still really solid, and I still like the animation to this day. Um, yeah, it's a good show. Whoops. Um, there. You no, probably here. RoboCop didn't know it was a show, but I'd probably watch it. Um, I have no idea what that is. Don't know. I have no idea. Rocket power seemed like a good idea on paper, was not a good idea in execution. Just trying to follow the whole like Nick Gas train. I guess Robots isn't on here. Rugrats, not none of them interest me. Uh, don't know what this is. Oh, whoops. Samurai Jack. I know of it, never watched it. It seemed pretty cool. Sanjay and Craig is trash, except for the only exception is whenever they did a song with Snoop Dogg. And that is the only exception of or grace that comes from this show. I did not mean to. It was very unbearable. All right, here we go again with. I think I heard this name in passing, but I really don't know what this is. So many different Scooby Doos. I know what this is, but never gonna watch it. Oh yeah, Moonbeam City wasn't on here. Neither was drawn together. I mean, they could still be added at the bottom, but in alphabetical order, speaking wise, they are not. Um, okay, Sidekicks is such a weird show because it wasn't good, yet I was always invested. Or there wasn't anything about it that stood out from other cartoons, but I was always there was something captivating about it. I don't know what it was. It was definitely above okay. Okay, that's the wrong Hawk show. Oh yeah, so Motor City wouldn't be on here. Neither would Monster Busters Club. If I can add my own at the end, I will. I think I can actually. I go down here, save or download. Yep, see, add additional files and images. Sorry. Yeah, cause then we got Tough Puppy, Sonic. Okay, so they did add some in the end too, but I think they were just like in the same um yeah, but I don't see it. All right. Sonic, oh, okay. So this one, like I said, it was better than Pac-Man, but not by much. Um oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, probably here. Okay, this one I never watched. Okay, South Park is definitely one of, I would say, to this day, still one of the best, if not maybe top five, maybe passing top five best adult animation cartoon or animation. Yeah, adult animation slash cartoon still going strong to this day. Um, Not everything always hits, and a lot of the humor just comes from relatability or just the irony of parodying the real world, considering that the real world is basically just becoming South Park episodes nowadays. So I would are definitely I'm gonna put it. No, not goats. It's not. I want to consider goated. Probably here. Was never interested in the show. Spaceballs cartoon. Heard of it. I I heard some actually great things about it. Movie was fine. Or I actually, yeah, I enjoyed the movie, but I don't know how the cartoon would be able to be as good. Spawn never got into. I don't know which Spider-Man's which. And because I'm just tired of just going up, I'm just gonna put all the. Although this one gets a pass. This is the one where I believe it was Neil Patrick Harris was the voice actor. This is a goat. And oh, SpongeBob, um, for the lasting legacy of the memes, the early seasons. Obviously, it's a goat. However, it's not perfect. All right, Tiff, probably. Yeah, there. Squirrel Boy. This is just known as a fact that this is automatically trash. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to air it, but someone did. And they'll forever be known as one of the worst things ever. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Steven Universe was never something that interests me. It sounded like a cool idea on paper. It just wasn't something I connect. Well, yeah, it wasn't something I connected with. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I only know the OG Strawberry Shortcake. Uh, uh, Super Y. Again, for the animation, I would say it's kind of like it's the whole thing with like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I would say I definitely put it above Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. SWAT Cats is a cartoon that I really want to watch. I think it's such an awesome idea for a cartoon that I would love to have an actual good remake for it. Definitely going in underrated. Uh, don't know. Was never interested in this. I actually didn't even know that. I mean, I knew it was a video game, but I didn't know it was a cartoon. Ah, here we go. Tailspin. Tailspin is definitely underrated. I don't hear anybody like ever talking about it when it comes to cartoons like that. And specifically that amazing Robot Chicken sketch is what kind of made me love this even more. Whoever made that sketch is just a genius. All right, so Tailspin is going to go. Oh yeah, Teen Titans goes trash. However, I heard the movie actually wasn't bad, and I wouldn't mind seeing the movie. The original Teen Titans, I mean, I think I saw one episode. It was cool. Um, I think it's still I think it'd still be safe to put in here though, or not this one, but the other one, the heard about category. I didn't know Teen Wolf had a cartoon. Um, oh, the X is yeah okay. Definitely heard about. I'm guessing it's not really a good. I heard it wasn't really a good show. Boondocks. It's not something that interests me. It's definitely gonna go in the heard of category, but I'm never gonna watch. Cleveland show's bad. Now, I went, it's not trash, but I guess it would go on, I think Heard About is under trash. Yeah, Heard About's under trash, so it's just gonna go there. The Critic is something that interests me just the animate by the animation alone. Cuphead. Cuphead was good. I think I only watched 2 episodes though. Oh, that's the original Flintstones. Uh, I mean, I will just put it in. Heard about. I did watch. It's not worth fighting over. Like, couldn't get into because it's just such a specific show. You know. Same with the Jetsons. Loud House never interested me. Uh, Again, I know of this show, but uh, didn't even know the mask had a cartoon. Uh, oh yeah, Midnight Gospel. Definitely not. I mean, I tried to watch it. It's just such a specific show. I'm glad it was made though. Owl House is not going to be something I'm going to watch. It's no Infinity Train, that's for sure. Yeah, not going to watch this either. Oh yeah, this is goated. Never got tired of this show. The Ghostbusters show wasn't bad. Definitely remember it more than the Beetlejuice show. Alright. Alright, The Simpsons. Uh, okay, like kind of the same thing as SpongeBob, but more seasons. Like Simpsons pretty much died at like season 8. So I am in terms of in terms of like what's memorable and what's funny and the actual good episodes and all those, I'm just gonna put it behind SpongeBob. And okay, so behind SpongeBob is, yeah, this is perfect for me. So for the Smurfs, it was just a boring show for me. All right, Tom and Jerry is goaded. Actually, no, I feel like I've been given a lot. I mean, it's like for all of like, if I didn't give Looney Tunes the goaded seal of approval, oh man, it's a tough one. It's just put there. Um, I know of Venture Brothers, but have not. No, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever really check it out. If I'm being honest. So there was two versions of this. Don't know. Okay, great. That okay, so this is what I actually meant to put. I'll fix that now. This is why so many spin-offs is an issue because you just don't know what the hell what is what anymore. Like there was a TikTok that I saw recently where a guy's just like, "Wow," or like with the Ben 10s, like that's not Ben 10. And it's right beside the real Ben 10 or something like that. So this is the one that I put in. Yeah, I put this here. This we can just put in. Um, we'll just bring it down to. I'll just put it in here. Great. I don't even know which Tom and Jerry I'm supposed to put anymore. It's fine. Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know. Great. Yeah. Frig man. I don't know which Transformers I'm supposed to rank. And I don't even think I did watch the original cartoon. I think I watched the movie. This is why having when I saw 500 cartoons, I thought there was going to be some leeway with these spin-offs. No, they just decide to include every single spin-off to make things complicated. Tough Puppy was not bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad. I didn't mind the show. Alright, Uncle Grandpa is such a weird show, but I don't think I could sit through an episode because of how eccentric it was. And like, I like eccentric stuff because like I have free Aqua Teen Hunger Force as my uh top pick right now, but I don't know. I feel like there's eccentric done properly and then just eccentric done for the sake of it. VeggieTales is goaded. If you look up like VeggieTales out of context, it's so stupid and funny. Uh, it's uh, it's a real treat. The writers on that show did an amazing job. Like the we were in slavery, and I forget the other one, but there's one where like a guy throws a suitcase at his like girlfriend or something. But yeah, so goaded, definitely in the same vein as Fairy Odd, well, above Fairy Odd Parents for memeable material. If only that was a kid's show, so I could just put it there. But no, we gotta give it the trash treatment. Gotta go all the way up my list. And I don't think I'll have to look at I'll have to look and see what's left because I might have to turn this into a part 2 because of time. All right. When I look at this list, okay, really, there's only one thing that I have to put for go to next. So, or last. So everything else can go in here. I'll briefly give my statements. Wonder sounds like something that I will actually I don't know anything about what I mean I've heard of it, We Bare Bears definitely okay. I'll save the stuff for moving. The rest of the stuff can go here. Yes. Oh shit. Now I gotta deal with what's new Scooby Doo. Okay. This, 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 this. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Oh wait, if Wonder Girl's here, does that mean Cyber Chase is here too? I don't think so. Where the hell's Cyber Chase? Okay. Um. Okay, it's 209. I'll have to rank these for next time. So it'll be a part 2. Mostly uh, the high number stands from spinoffs, but I don't really have a whole lot to say about most of these, but there is a couple things I want to say about a couple of them. We Bear Bears, I've heard good things about, but and I might check it out on my own time. Um, but I've not. I think I might have watched one episode, but I don't really remember it. That's not it. All right, what's new, Scooby Doo? It's going in the same place. What's where did that go? Where did that go? I don't know where that went. Whatever. Word Girl is going in what? Okay. Oh, there's What's New Scooby-Doo. And then I'll look for Word Girl after. Oh wait, no, I see Word Girl as well. Okay. There. Oh, and then there's What's New. Okay. Huh? Oh, okay. It's gonna be annoying. Alright, finally out of the depths. Okay, so this is gonna be in good. Probably. I don't even know if that was the original. Then that's fine. That works there. And then Word Girl is. Yeah, there, no. There. Okay, and. Really, the only one that I have to put high is Phineas and Ferb. And the rest are just going in the same spots. Come on. Okay, we're gonna save the difficult for last. Uh, did hear good things about this Scott Pilgrim show. But like anything that people ask me to check out, am I gonna watch it? Probably not. Uh, where did that go? There it is. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Actually, you know what? To make my life easier, because they are considered kids shows. Is this called Slime Surfers? Sounds like an interesting concept. Oh yeah, I also noticed Totally Spies isn't on here. Neither is League of Super Evil. Um, no Pokemon, but Pokemon might be considered anime. Um, I'm trying to think of others that I watched. I didn't find like League of Super Evil wasn't that bad. I really didn't mind it, but apparently a lot of people don't like it. Like a lot of people didn't like Kid versus Cat, but again, I don't really understand why. I think the world of League of Super Evil was cool. It reminded me of a video game, specifically like a PlayStation 2 video game. And I do think the animation still kind of holds up. It's not the best, but it's still memorable. And I wouldn't say for the wrong reasons. Okay, Phineas and Ferb is obviously a goated show. I would put it my highest ranked kids show. I would say is well, I mean it's Infinity Train, but Infinity Train is like, and then Gumball. It's like it should be. It's probably gonna go here. Okay, now I am going to do the rest of the list justice. First off, oh, would you look at that? Yep, this is it. 2009. Where would I even save it to? Because there's a lot of stuff here. What's in here? Yeah, this will do. Okay, robots is the first one. Okay, after that would be what's my search history? Okay. Um, okay. That was the first. I'm gonna do the ones that I'm gonna probably forget about. Okay, Axe Cop. Um, cause like I mean I want to like broaden so we do like adult and kids. So oh yeah, how the hell was this not on the list? Okay, Franklin. I feel like in the in the Night Garden it doesn't count. Um, yeah. Uh, okay. I think it was Skyhawks. Yeah, Skyhawks. That's what it was. Okay, that wasn't it. Or was it? Yeah, no, this was Stormhawks. That's it. Stormhawks. Yep, that's the one. Also, can't forget Forever Goated. Okay. Um, I'm just thinking of. I'm thinking of like everything that I watched on like Teletoon, YTV, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. Uh, okay, Teletoon. There's Jimmy Two Shoes. I didn't really like that. I'm not counting Jimmy Two Shoes. Oh yeah, what the hell? Okay, now that's done. We have Moonbeam City. There's Drawn Together. Okay. Um, hmm. Like I'm just digging real deep into like cartoons. Thinking of 80s, 90s. Oh my God! What the hell is wrong with me? No, the other one. Another forever goated show, and I will be buying those copies. All right, now that those are done, let's make my life even more of a living hell with adding them to this. Just move this here. I could do that. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Get rid of that, and then we could just make this easier. Okay, drawn together is like um I honestly didn't really find the show funny, but I was still in awe by how much was being shown, or from what was being shown on the screen half the time. I'm definitely gonna go like I'll have to see where like Kappa Mikey is. It's definitely going like in the Kappa Mikey territory. Uh, okay, where did it get moved? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I put Kappa Mikey in. Was it Sally Went Downhill? No, it was this one. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely a Sadly Went Downhill. Probably, yeah, here for me. Okay, all right. Then we got our goated shows, or some of our goated shows. Um, this is goated for action purposes, storytelling wise. It's a mature G.I. Joe show that's not like, it's not too mature. It's like more like a PG, edgy for teen kid or teens vibe, and I love it. I love every single bit of it. I believe it's on Tubi right now. It might get removed though. It's such an amazing show. These are for that. Any goaded picks will definitely get moved. Those are not my final placeholders. Or they're just placeholders. Timothy Goes to School is just gonna go in like okay. Wayside is definitely sadly went downhill. It's neither good or bad. Well, oh wait, no. I keep forgetting that that's above good. It's neither great or bad, but it's above okay. All right. Um, yeah, Motor City is goaded. Wait. Oh, that means I don't know if Stormhawk saved because I have to get Stormhawks would also be going and goaded. Oh, this needs to change. Why the hell is this? Alright, Franklin is probably gonna go into underrated, I guess. It's not a goat for me. It's no Veggie Tales, but the storytelling wise and is pretty good. Okay, Axe Cop is going in. For what I remember, it was good. All right, Moonbeam City is definitely in every single word underrated. Underrated for the art style, underrated for the overall premise. It's like as someone described it, it's literally like Miami Vice was a comedy. No, well, yeah, Miami Vice, Vice City was like a comedy. And it's such a beautiful show. Like art style, it's so beautiful. Definitely here. Okay, Robots is underrated as well. And I also have one more that's gonna surprise you that I have to get and save. So with Robots, the show would only, I believe it'd be on at like 6:30 in the morning, and I would get up every day at 6 so I could watch this. Actually, it was either 6:30 or 6 in the morning. I'd get up at 5:30 to watch this in the morning. And then eventually they stopped airing it, so stopped getting up early. Definitely gonna go there. Alright, time to surprise everybody with the mystery final round choice. Oh, I actually completely forgot. I am glad that I searched this up because I completely forgot about one of the most important releases, which is um and I spoiler alert, but they're both going in the same category. Oh, and I forgot about the original. Okay, I'll open them separately. Forgot about Stormhawks. Stormhawks should have been included in there, though, whenever I highlighted them all. Okay, so since this is the goated one, oh, yeah, that. Uh, okay, where did Stormhawks go? Oh, went here. Okay, yeah, and then the last two are going in the same spot. So about this show, obviously, if you watch Rebel Taxi's video, you know like the uh, the whole significance of this show's existence, but more specifically, I will. My memory with this show was a night that I think it was this. If I'm remembering the night correctly, I was staying over at my dad's. We went to a movie. I don't remember what movie it was. Came back. Oh wait, was it Joker? No, it wasn't Joker. We went to go see a movie. Came back and made some pizza, and we were just talking about how like we've never seen this show before. It looks so it's so like unique because it's done like through comic book stills. Um, and yeah, that'll always be a key memory that I will have. It's just spending time with my dad and this show's existence as a whole. It's definitely nothing special, but it's about Franklin. Well, it's about robots too. All right, last one. I'm very curious. I think this, similar to that last tier list, I'm pretty sure someone just stole a bunch of ideas from other people's tier lists and then combined stuff from memory and stuff what's popular to create a very non-consistent, non-coherent list, which I wouldn't be surprised. Because how do you leave out Smiling Friends? Like, it was new enough. Just like on the same popularity of Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss, if I may add too. Different time though. I'm pretty sure it came out during the pandemic. I think it came out. No, it came out like 2022, 2020. Yeah, 2022, 2023. Pretty sure 2022 though. Definitely for me here. Okay, this is my list. Um, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting some stuff, but this is everything that I can for stuff that I do have memories of and stuff that I just like. If you really do look at the list, like it's yeah, you have like the top stuff and then stuff that I just don't know or haven't had the chance to watch. It's just massive. But yeah, as for my goated list, like I genuinely believe this. This is like my definitive goated list. Um, Aqua Teen all the way, Daria, definitely, BoJack whenever's the right time, Clone High, Inside Job, Futurama, Infinity Train. It's just this is such a great goated tier. Like this is just definitive goated. However, I don't know if this is the original or not the original. That's where I might And the same thing goes for like, I think this is the original Ben 10, but for Tom and Jerry, if that's not the original, that's my bad. Didn't know that there was different spin-offs. If I think both Tom and Jerry's are fine, but the original would definitely belongs here. Um, and yeah, this is I'm satisfied with this list. This is kind of how I thought it was gonna go, and to include like the stuff that wasn't on here, specifically these two, I am 100% satisfied. Oh, and also gotta forget, or I can't forget. No, sorry, these three right here, and also including something that I like uh, finally talk about, which is robots. Don't remember much about it. I think you can maybe find it online to watch, but yeah, all in all, I am 100% satisfied with this list. Hope you enjoy the video. Uh, I will update the community tab whenever I decide what the next topic is. But yeah, that's all. Peace.